Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, sitting down at your computer, and realizing something strange. You don't open Chrome. You don't open Safari. You don't open Edge. In fact, you don't open a web browser at all. Instead, you simply say, "Plan my business trip to New York." Within seconds, artificial intelligence compares flights, books the hotel, checks the weather, reserves a rental car, finds the fastest route from the airport, and adds everything to your calendar. No tabs, no searching, no clicking through dozens of websites, no comparing reviews, no endless scrolling. The task is simply finished. It sounds like science fiction, but the technology to make this possible is already being built. For more than 30 years, web browsers have been our gateway to the internet. Every website, every online purchase, every Google search, every YouTube video, every social media post, every email, everything began with a browser. But what if browsers are about to become the next technology we leave behind? Just as smartphones replaced MP3 players and streaming replaced DVDs, artificial intelligence may replace the browser itself, not by making it better, but by making it unnecessary. Welcome to FutureLens, where we explore the technologies shaping tomorrow. Today, we're looking at one of the biggest transformations happening right now, the AI browser, and why it could completely change the internet forever. To understand why this matters, we first need to understand how web browsers changed the world. Back in the early days of the internet, going online wasn't simple. Websites were difficult to find. Many people didn't even know where to begin. Then, in the 1990s, browsers like Netscape made the internet accessible to ordinary people. For the first time, millions could explore the World Wide Web with just a few clicks. A few years later, Internet Explorer became the default browser for an entire generation. It wasn't perfect, but it introduced billions of people to life online. Then came Firefox, faster, safer, more customizable. It proved that browsers could keep evolving, and then everything changed once again. In 2008, Google introduced Chrome. It was faster than anything that came before it, cleaner, simpler, more stable. Within only a few years, Chrome became the world's most popular browser. Eventually, browsers became so familiar that most people stopped thinking about them entirely. Opening Chrome became as automatic as turning on the lights. Need directions? Open the browser. Buying a new laptop? Open the browser. Watching YouTube? Open the browser. Booking a vacation? Open the browser. Researching for school? Open the browser. For more than 30 decades, browsers became the universal doorway to human knowledge. Every click opened another page. Every question began with a search. Every decision started with another tab. Entire industries were built around this simple idea: online advertising, search engine optimization, digital publishing, e-commerce, streaming, cloud software, social media. The browser quietly became one of the most important pieces of software ever created. It connected billions of people to nearly everything humanity had ever published. But success often creates its own problems, because today's internet looks very different from the one browsers were originally designed for. Instead of hundreds of websites, there are now billions. Instead of simple pages, there are endless feeds, advertisements, pop-ups, cookie banners, autoplay videos, sponsored articles, affiliate websites, clickbait headlines. Every company competes for your attention. Every website wants another click. Every platform wants you to stay just a little bit longer. As the internet grew, finding information became strangely more difficult. Think about planning something as simple as buying a new camera. You search Google, open 5 reviews, watch 6 YouTube videos, compare specifications, read Reddit discussions, visit manufacturer websites, check prices, read customer reviews, watch another comparison video. An hour later, you still aren't completely sure which camera is right for you. The information exists. In fact, there's more information than ever before. The real problem isn't finding information anymore, it's filtering it. Modern browsers were built for an internet where humans manually explored websites, but today's internet has become too large for that approach. People no longer want 20 tabs open at the same time. They don't want to compare 15 opinions before making a simple decision. They want answers, not links, solutions, not endless searching. And that single change may become one of the biggest shifts in the history of the internet. Because for the first time since browsers were invented, artificial intelligence offers a completely different way to experience the web. Not by helping you browse faster, but by doing the browsing for you. And that changes everything.
So what exactly is an AI browser? The answer might surprise you. It isn't simply a browser with an AI chatbot built into it. It's something far more ambitious. Traditional browsers were designed to help humans navigate the web. An AI browser is designed to navigate the web for humans. That difference changes everything. Imagine you're planning a 2-week vacation to Italy. Today, you might search for flights, then hotels, then restaurants, then train tickets, then weather forecasts, then travel guides, then YouTube videos, then maps. Every answer creates another search, another website, another tab, another decision. Now imagine giving an AI browser a single instruction. Plan a 2-week trip to Italy in September. My budget is $4,000. I enjoy photography, history, local food, and quiet places. The AI begins working immediately. It compares flights across multiple airlines, finds hotels that match your budget, builds a day-by-day itinerary, suggests restaurants with excellent local reviews, checks train schedules, monitors the weather, even recommends backup plans if rain is expected. Instead of showing you 20 websites, it delivers a complete plan. You never really browsed the internet. The AI did it for you. This is why many experts believe browsing itself may become invisible. The browser doesn't disappear, it simply fades into the background. Just like we rarely think about operating systems anymore. We simply ask, and the computer responds. The companies building this future understand something incredibly important. People don't actually want browsers, they want results. Artificial intelligence brings us one step closer to that goal. But every technological revolution creates winners and losers. Let's begin with the winners. For everyday users, the advantages are obvious. Research that once took an hour could take 5 minutes. Shopping becomes easier. Travel planning becomes almost effortless. Students receive personalized explanations instead of generic search results. Small business owners gain access to research tools that once required entire teams of analysts. Doctors may receive better decision support. Engineers can solve technical problems faster. Writers can organize information more efficiently. Productivity could increase across nearly every profession. Businesses may also benefit. Instead of competing only for search rankings, companies may compete by publishing the most accurate, trustworthy, and useful information available. High-quality content could become even more valuable. But not everyone wins. For decades, millions of websites have depended on visitors arriving through search engines, news publishers, recipe websites, forums, blogs, review platforms, affiliate marketers, online magazines. Every click generates revenue. Every visitor supports another business. But what happens when people stop visiting websites altogether? If an AI browser reads 50 different sources, combines the information, verifies the facts, and presents one complete answer, many users may never open the original websites at all. That creates one of the biggest economic questions of the AI era. Who pays to create great content if fewer people actually visit the people who created it? Search engine optimization could change dramatically. Ranking first on Google may no longer be enough. Businesses may soon ask a completely different question, not how do we appear first in search results, but instead, how do we become the source that AI trusts the most? Trust may become the most valuable currency on the future internet. Yet even that isn't the biggest challenge. Artificial intelligence introduces entirely new risks. If AI becomes the primary gateway to knowledge, who decides which information you see? How transparent are those decisions? Could different people receive completely different answers to the same question? Can hidden bias influence millions of decisions without anyone noticing? What happens if an AI confidently gives incorrect advice? Or if malicious actors manipulate the information AI systems rely on? These aren't science fiction questions anymore. They're engineering problems, business problems, government problems, and ultimately, human problems. The future of the internet won't depend only on faster technology. It will depend on building systems that people can trust. Looking even further ahead, the browser itself may slowly disappear from everyday life, not because the internet disappears, but because artificial intelligence becomes the interface. You won't think about opening Chrome or Safari or Edge. You'll simply ask. Your AI will search, read, compare, reason, complete the task, and quietly move on to the next one. The internet won't feel like millions of websites anymore. It will feel like one continuous conversation. That future may arrive much sooner than most people expect. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a special thanks to our founding members, Tim Daniels, Armond Wright, Inglourious Bradsterd, and Emiliana Chávez. Thank you for supporting FutureLens. Your support helps us create more in-depth documentaries exploring artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, and the future that's arriving faster than most people realize. If you'd like to support the channel and unlock exclusive member perks, simply click the Join button below. So, will AI replace the browser? Maybe, maybe not. But history teaches us something important. The technologies that change the world rarely disappear overnight. They slowly become invisible. Electricity, Wi-Fi, GPS, cloud computing. We still use them every day. We simply stop thinking about them. Browsers may follow the same path. The browser changed how humanity explored the internet. AI may change how humanity interacts with knowledge itself. And the companies that understand this transformation first could define the next generation of the digital world. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to FutureLens, and let us know in the comments, do you think AI browsers will eventually replace Chrome and traditional web browsing, or will the browser simply evolve once again? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next journey into the future.